All right, welcome back to Pharmacist on Call. Your host, Dr. Sean Pruitt, your community pharmacist. We're going to get right back into your calls. So it looks like we've got Thelma on line 3. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Dr. Pruitt?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on my line?
I am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. This, of course, is your mother, Thelma, and I called to tell you about the hemp oil with THC.
Uh-huh.
I can't speak about the hemp oil by itself, but this hemp oil with THC is very helpful. A half a dropperful in the evening helps everything, even a good and restful sleep. Also, you can take it less than a half a dropperful during the day, but it works tremendously well. And the minty taste of this one is much better than the other kind. Well, I guess that's it, yeah. It has a really good taste. So I'm very pleased with it.
Okay.
That's the hemp oil with THC.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Mama.
All right. You're welcome. Keep up the good work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
All righty, bye-bye. Yeah, so as you mentioned, the hemp oil with THC, some of you may like it better, particularly if you have issues with like insomnia or issues with nausea, then THC is going to be a valuable compound to have. We'll probably, if the phone calls aren't coming in, then we'll go ahead and jump in on exactly what hemp is and what it does and all of that. So we started carrying it, probably about 1.5 years ago after it became legal in the state. So legally, it must be less than 0.3% THC to not be classified as marijuana. So hemp is less than 0.3% THC or less than 0.3% THC. So what is hemp? Hemp is from the cannabis family, and it is what we used to call marijuana, but it contains about 100+ different compounds, and each one of these compounds appears to have a health benefit. So one of the compounds that you've probably heard of is called CBD, which is cannabidiol. The other that I'm sure most of you are familiar with is THC. But there are others, such as CBG, which is the precursor cannabinoid from which all of the others come. You can't get THC or CBD without CBG, but there's CBN, there's THCA, there's CBGA, there's acidic forms of all of these. So there is a bunch of different cannabinoids with different health benefits. So this is why you hear about the appeal from hemp oil helping with all these different conditions, from chronic pain to neuropathy, to nausea, to even visual changes, glaucoma, cataracts. And this is what I've noticed in the pharmacy at my practice. So the difference between, and I'm sure most of you saying, well, I use CBD oil instead of hemp. So here's the difference between CBD and hemp. CBD is one component by itself. Hemp is CBD plus everything else. So my preference, now we did carry, CBD oil for a while. My preference is hemp, because it's all encompassing and it has many more cannabinoids in it than just CBD. CBD is great in and of itself, and it's probably the most healthfully beneficial cannabinoid. But once you add all the others in, it gives you an additive effect, especially in terms of the pain relief, the anxiety, the depression, the bipolar disorder, the PTSD, the schizophrenia. So hemp is some good stuff. We're going to get into your calls here. Donna, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you? Okay, we're on line. Donna, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. How may I help you?
Okay, Dr. Pruitt, I'm new to this area, and my good friend, we have just moved here from Florida.
Okay.
And she has been diagnosed with, it's a lymph node in her left neck.
Okay.
And it's called malignancy.
Malignancy.
And the doctors that we that
which she has been seeing has got her appointment like 2 more weeks to a cancer doctor. They don't, he hasn't really explained nothing, and I'm trying to get, the TennCare. It takes a while to get switched to different doctors, but could you kind of tell me what this is? I know cancer's serious, but
yeah. So there are 2 types of tumors that that you can encounter. Benign, which means, yeah, it's a cancerous tumor there, but it's not that big of a deal, not a big problem right now. Now, the malignant ones are the ones that we worry about. And so, I think her doctor needs to be explaining, how serious the situation is. And we have lymph nodes all over our body, in the neck, in our groin area, under our arms. I mean, there's some of everywhere. But yeah, it looks like she's got a serious situation going on with the lymph node in her neck there.
So,
have you been now? Was she just diagnosed by like a primary care doctor and going to be referred to? Okay, so they're going to refer her, I hope, to an oncologist who will specialize in that and help her.
Okay.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
It just says that cells are compatible with METATIC, poorly differentiated, CARCINOMA. I don't know. I don't understand this. It's just a little bitty small report where she got the biopsy.
Okay.
So I don't know whether to let them treat her here or try to go to a different facility in Nashville or maybe Georgia.
What facility is she going to now?
Well, it would have to be in the Cookeville, Tennessee area.
I think that if this is her primary care doctor, that they're going to refer her to an oncologist, and probably here in Nashville.
Oh, do you think we need to go that far to Nashville?
It just depends on the relationship that her primary care doctor has a relationship with. But I'm sure there are oncologists there. But that's going to be the next step. Is they're going to refer her to a specialist, and they'll be able to explain it to you more in detail than the primary care doctor would.
So this is pretty serious, right?
Yeah, they mentioned malignancy. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, darling. I sure do. Thank you, and God bless you.
Yes, ma'am. Good luck. Okay, Charles, welcome to Pharmacist on Call. How may we help you?
Dr. Pruitt?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your program. You're helping lots of people.
All right, thank you.
What do you think of potassium supplements, like especially in the summer if you can't get enough fruits or vegetables that have potassium in them? And I'll take your answer off the phone if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Man, very good question, Charles. So what tends to happen, guys, is that we, particularly those of you who work outside a lot, or you lawn cutting warriors, we begin to sweat out a lot of the potassium through our skin, and most times we don't replenish it. And so this manifests itself as cramping at night, or dizziness, or weakness, or sometimes even nausea. So what he's saying is, do I recommend potassium supplements? Absolutely. Now, of course, I recommend them in their natural food form before supplements. So I'm going to recommend maybe a banana or 2. I'm going to recommend orange juice unless you're diabetic, and then green leafy vegetables, all good sources of protein. But over the counter, you can purchase potassium gluconate is a good supplement, and this is particular for those of you who are on blood pressure medicines like hydrochlorothiazide, or maybe furosemide. You're on fluid pills, you're already spilling enough potassium, but your chances are you're not putting it back. Hopefully you're on a potassium supplement given to you by your doctor. If you're not, then you're going to need to replace that potassium, because many people think that they're having a side effect to the medication, such as the cramping, when it's a deficiency in potassium. And I'm going to do a show about drug-induced vitamin deficiencies which cause problems, because many of them can be solved by just supplementing, knowing that you're on a particular medication. But very good question, Charles. Yes, I do recommend potassium supplementation, but I recommend food naturally through nature, through bananas, orange juice, or maybe green leafy vegetables first. That doesn't work. Then you go to a high dose potassium supplement like potassium gluconate, or if your doctor will write you a prescription for 10 milliequivalents, 20 milliequivalents of potassium chloride. But very good question. Let's see here. We got somebody else. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. May I help you?
Yes, this is Caroline.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I was calling for my sister. She's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
She has neuropathy down her legs and her feet. And she has it so bad, and it's not caused by sugar.
Okay.
She has it so bad that she can't hardly stand and she can't walk.
Okay.
So also see she's had lung cancer, and she's had chemo and radiation, and they gave her radiation to her brain. So she's having a lot of problems. So do you know of anything she could take? Because one of her foot is like starting to turn sideways.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So,
I'm going to recommend this, as I told the previous caller, the hemp oil, Pharmacist blend, hemp oil with THC. You can go to PruittDiscountPharmacy.com if you all want to order these online. We have all of our supplements there. But yeah, I recommend this. She can do half a dropper full under her tongue, and she can swallow the rest. She will begin to feel better. Now, everybody with this dose, that's just a starting dose, and so that's not going to be standard for everyone. Your sister may need more or less, and so you'll kind of have to play around with it to get to what her comfortable dose is.
Right.
Yeah,
now, would that help her bones and stuff?
Guess what? One of the benefits from hemp is, I forget which cannabinoid it is, but yes, it helps with strengthening the bones.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said a half a dropper full?
Just to start with. Yeah, but she can either go down from there if it makes her too sleepy. She can go decrease. If she's saying, yeah, it's got me there, but I think I need a little bit more, then you can increase from there. So hemp is something that's going to be individual for everybody.
Right. Okay. Now I have another question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, ma'am.
2 times.
Okay.
Okay. I'm having trouble. I've got on my right breast, there's it's like turning hard, and they took out my lymph nodes and stuff. I'm supposed to be going to see my doctor tomorrow, but I was wanting to know if there's anything that, because I don't have any lymph nodes, is there anything I could take that would maybe help with that?
Call me at the pharmacy. I don't want to get too controversial and upset all the oncologists. Those of you who have questions about cancer, give me a call at the pharmacy tomorrow. The producer is going to flash the number up, but I'll just say, with what my recommendation, I had one patient come in and she had 5 lumps in her breast, or 5 tumors in her breast. And so I sold her this product, and she came back in about a month after that, and she told me 4 of her tumors had disappeared and the 5th one was shrinking. So she got one more pack of it, and then I haven't seen her in about 3 years, so I'm sure she's doing very well right now. But give me a call and make sure you reference the show and ask me what that product was.
Okay, can you give me your number?
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to watch the show, because the producer is gonna give it to you at the end. He's gonna give you the name and
we
address.
live in Murfreesboro, and we're on Comcast, and I don't have that number that my sister told me that you was on.
Oh, no, he's gonna flash it on the screen at the end of the show.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is...
Oh, you don't have the channel?
No, we can't find you.
Oh, okay.
My sister called and told me about you and gave me your number.
It's Comcast 250, I believe, 250.
Okay, let me put it on 250.
You see me now?
He's trying.
Okay.
But I really appreciate your time and you talking to me about me and my sister.
Yes, ma'am.
Because, Lord, we've been through the ringer and then some.
Well, this is our monthly service to you.
Open line.
Pharmacist on call.
That's us. Right? How you doing?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Thank you.
All right. Have a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. All right. You too. All right. All right. Everyone stay right there. We've got the calls coming in. We'll be right back.